All eyes on weather as producers gear up for the calving season, but they're not the only sector of the beef industry keeping a close watch. Good Monday morning. I'm Alex Makovica, joining you with the latest in agriculture news here on the Rural Radio Network. Livestock market analyst Kyle Bumstead said over the weekend on the weekly market roundup program that it's not just the cow-calf guys who study the forecast.
And I think that feed yard conditions now are great moving forward, and they look like they're going to be fine moving forward. We don't have the weather, the muddy and the cold weather coming in here. And the thing that really bothers us right now this time of year is the temperature fluctuation. When your highs are 20 degrees one day and they're 65 to 70 degrees the next, that's when the cattle really have some issues.
And happening today, both grain and livestock markets awaiting the January WASDE report. It's a highly anticipated report following months of pauses in government reporting.
Well, I think the trade will be pretty disappointed if we don't see a yield decline. I mean, we're looking at a 186 yield right now coming off December's crop report. The average Reuters trade guess is 184-ish. But the trade, I think, is pretty clearly based upon the estimates looking at a minor adjustment lower maybe in soybeans, but they're guessing that there's going to be a pretty high likelihood of an adjustment in the corn.
Also this morning, with farm losses running into the tens of billions and Congress still unable to pass a new farm bill, the president of the American Farm Bureau Federation says current assistance is falling short of what farmers need. He spoke at the group's annual meeting in California. American Farm Bureau President Zippy Duvall said the Trump administration's $12 billion Farm Bridge Assistance Program will help, but won't come close to offsetting losses from the past 2 years. Broadcasting from the Nebraska Soybean Board Studios, brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers and their checkoff. I'm Alex Makovica, and you're listening to the Rural Radio Network. Good morning, welcome back. With up to 40% of the U.S. food supply going to waste, researchers at the University of Arkansas are studying whether food scraps can help grow future crops. Food science and horticulture experts tested compost made from food waste as a growing medium for tomato and watermelon seedlings. The study found that food waste compost works best when blended with traditional potting mix, offering, they say, a sustainable way to reduce landfill waste while supporting seedling growth. Ag economists are urging producers to sharpen their pencils as they prepare for the 2026 planting season. Glennis McClure is an ag economics educator with the University of Nebraska-Lincoln's Extension. She offered some tips for financial resilience, including an up-to-date budget.
And if you're working with enterprise budgets, you're starting with some real clarity on what your cost production is. If you have that clarity, and you can make some decisions based on that. So if we have a run up in the market and you know that you're covering your costs, that can help you make some decisions. Hey, if my costs are covered, I'm going to make some marketing decisions based off of that.
She also suggests keeping an eye on your working capital, but the key, McClure says, is maximizing profits, not chasing yield.
So making sure that we're putting on what is really going to be more profitable in the long run. Scouting fields, optimize the need and timing of targeted pesticide applications. Again, if you don't need it, you can save costs by not necessarily applying just right off the bat. Scouting fields, knowing when you need to do that. We hear that a lot from our crop specialists.
Budget sheets can be found at cap.unl.edu. We're broadcasting this morning from the Nebraska Soybean Board Studios, brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers and their checkoff. This is the Rural Radio Network.